You're not procrastinating because you're lazy. You're procrastinating because your brain sees the task as a threat. And there's a 10-minute system that fixes this. No willpower required, no motivation tricks, just a simple pattern that rewires how your brain responds to work. Here's what actually happens when you procrastinate. Your brain has two modes, thinking mode and doing mode. When you look at a big task, your brain stays in thinking mode. It calculates effort, predicts failure, imagines discomfort. That's the threat response kicking in. And when your brain sees a threat, it avoids. That's procrastination. It's not a character flaw. It's not laziness. It's a design flaw in how you're starting tasks. The solution isn't pushing harder. It's not about getting tougher on yourself. It's about changing how you start. And that's exactly what this system does. Most people think procrastination is about motivation. They wait until they feel ready. They wait for inspiration. They wait for the perfect moment. But here's the truth. That moment never comes. Motivation is unreliable. It shows up when it wants to. You can't control it. What you can control is your process. And when you have the right process, motivation becomes irrelevant. You don't need to feel like doing something to actually do it. The system is called the minimum viable start. It works like this. You don't start the actual task. You start a version so small, your brain can't justify avoiding it. 10 minutes. One clear action. No goal except starting. This removes the threat. Your brain stops calculating all the ways this could go wrong. It's just more obvious, and once you're moving, continuation is automatic. That's the entire system. Now here's how to build it step by step. Step 1. Define the 10-minute version of your task. Not the full task. Not what you think you should be able to do. The smallest possible entry point. If you need to write an essay, the 10-minute version is opening the document and writing one bad sentence. Not a good sentence. Not a perfect introduction. One sentence. Any sentence. If you need to study, it's opening your notes and reading one page. If you need to work out, it's putting on your shoes and doing 5 push-ups. If you need to clean your room, it's picking up 3 things off the floor. The rule is this. It has to be so small that refusing it feels ridiculous. So small that your brain can't come up with a legitimate excuse. You're not trying to finish anything. You're not trying to make progress. You're trying to remove the activation energy. That's the only goal. Write it down right now. What's the 10-minute version of the thing you're avoiding? Be specific. One action. 10 minutes maximum. The more specific you are, the better this works. Here's why most people fail at this. They make their starting point too big. They say, I'll work on my project for 10 minutes. That's still vague. That's still a threat. Instead, say, I'll open the file and write the first heading. That's concrete. That's small. Your brain knows exactly what to do. There's no room for negotiation. And when there's no room for negotiation, resistance drops. Step 2, set a timer for 10 minutes and give yourself permission to stop when it ends. This is critical. You're not lying to yourself. You're not saying you LL work for 10 minutes and then secretly planning to work for 2 hours. You're actually allowed to stop. This is a real agreement you're making with yourself, and you need to honor it. Why does this work? Because it removes the commitment threat. Your brain isn't afraid of 10 minutes. It's afraid of the 2-hour block. It thinks you're demanding. It's afraid of getting sucked into something and losing the rest of your day. When you say you can stop after 10 minutes and you mean it, the resistance disappears. The negotiation ends. Set the timer. Start the small action. Focus only on those 10 minutes. Nothing else exists. And if you want to stop after 10 minutes, stop. No guilt. No shame. No feeling like you failed. You'll notice something interesting though. Most of the time, you won't want to stop. You'll be in the middle of something, and stopping will feel harder than continuing, because starting was the hard part. Continuing is easy. Your brain shifts from thinking mode to doing mode, and once you're in doing mode, momentum takes over. But even if you do stop after 10 minutes, you've won. You've proven to your brain that starting isn't dangerous. And that makes tomorrow easier. Step 3, do this at the same time every day. Same task, same time, 10 minutos. 10 minutos. This is how you turn a technique into a system. Your brain learns patterns. If you do the minimum viable start at 9 a.m. every day, by day 5 your brain will expect it. The resistance shrinks. By day 10, it's automatic. You're not fighting yourself anymore. You're following a pattern, and patterns don't require willpower. Pick a time that works for your schedule. It doesn't have to be morning, it just has to be consistent. Set a recurring alarm on your phone. When that alarm goes off, you start no thinking, no deciding, you just execute, show up for 10 minutes, that's it. Some days you'll work longer, some days you'll stop at 10, doesn't matter. What matters is that you showed up. This isn't about discipline. It's about repetition. Systems beat willpower every time. Willpower is a limited resource. Systems are infinite. Here's what to do if this still feels hard. First, make it smaller. If 10 minutes feels like too much, start with 5. If 5 feels like too much, start with 2. If writing one sentence feels impossible, write one word. There's no limit to how small you can go. The goal isn't to accomplish something meaningful. The goal is to prove to your brain that starting is safe. Once your brain believes that everything changes. Second, remove decisions. This is huge. Don't decide whether to start. Don't negotiate with yourself. Don't evaluate how you feel. Decide what the 10-minute action is ahead of time, then execute it automatically when the timer goes off. Decisions create resistance. Every time you ask yourself, should I do this? You open the door for your brain to say no. Automation removes that door. You don't ask. You just do. Third, expect the feeling. You'll feel resistance even with a tiny start. That's normal. That's your brain doing its job. It's trying to protect you from discomfort, but you're not trying to eliminate the feeling. You're trying to move despite it. The feeling doesn't matter. The action does. Feelings follow action. They don't lead it. When you wait to feel motivated, you're putting the cart before the horse. Act first. The feeling catches up. Here's how this becomes permanent. Track it. Every day you do the 10-minute start. Mark an X on a calendar. Get a physical calendar. Put it somewhere. You'll see it. Use a thick marker. Make it satisfying. You're not tracking results. You're not tracking how long you worked or what you've accomplished. You're tracking the behavior. Did you start? Yes or no? That's it. After 2 weeks, you'll see a chain of X's. That chain is visual proof that you're changing. Your brain will want to protect it. Breaking the chain feels like a loss, and your brain hates losses more than it loves wins. This is called loss aversion, and you can use it to your advantage. The longer your chain gets, the more motivated you'll be to keep it going. You're building evidence that you're someone who shows up. Also, stack it. Habit stacking is one of the most powerful techniques in behavior change. Attach the 10-minute start to something you already do every day. After I drink my coffee, I do my 10-minute start. After I brush my teeth in the morning, I do my 10-minute start. After I close my laptop at work, I do my 10-minute start for my side project. The existing habit becomes the trigger. This removes the need to remember. You don't rely on motivation. You don't rely on memory. It just happens. Like brushing your teeth after you wake up. You don't think about it. You just do it. Here's what happens after 30 days of this. Your relationship with work changes. You stop seeing tasks as mountains to climb. You see them as things you just do. Starting stops being this big emotional event. It becomes boring. And boring is exactly what you want. When something is boring, it means it's automatic. It means your brain has accepted it as normal. That's the goal. Let's recap everything. Procrastination happens because your brain sees tasks as threats. It stays in thinking mode and calculates all the ways things could go wrong. The fix is the minimum viable start, a system that removes the threat by making starting so small your brain can't resist it. Here's the system. Define a 10-minute version of your task. One specific action, so small it feels ridiculous to avoid. Set a timer for 10 minutes and give yourself real permission to stop when it ends. No lying. No secret plans to work longer. Repeat it daily at the same time. Same task, same time, 10 minutes. Let your brain build the pattern. If it still feels hard, make it smaller. Remove decisions by planning your action ahead of time. Expect the resistance and move anyway. Track your behavior with X's on a calendar. Stack it onto an existing habit and watch what happens over 30 days. That's the system. It's simple. It works. And it doesn't require you to feel motivated. You don't need to believe in yourself. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to execute the pattern. If this actually helps, subscribe. We cover systems like this every week. No fluff, no motivation, speeches, just what works. Real strategies you can use today. Thanks for watching.